Today I'm going to give you 5 tips on how to shoot great protest video. So tip 1, get interviews. I know I live close to Washington, D.C., and say an immigration protest happens, for example, you'll see both sides protesting, pro-immigration, against immigration, all that kind of stuff. Get interviews of both sides. It's going to create a more compelling story. Tip 2 is going to be to pack lightly. Use something like a mini tripod, something like this. Now, this is a piece of crap. You don't want to use this. This is like a $5 knockoff at like you get at Five Below. But what I'm saying is use something like a strong mini tripod or stabilizer. I like the mini tripod the best for these protests because you can get something to lock down your shot, which you can't really do with a stable, like a Steadicam. So again, try to pack lightly, and it serves 2 purposes. One is a safety issue, because if you're carrying around a tripod, a bunch of microphones, that kind of thing, it could be a safety hazard if something falls off or someone bumps into it. You could have your equipment be damaged. And the other thing too is it helps you move faster. So sometimes you'll see a debate go on between 2 people at the protest, and it'll be like, maybe not it's essentially a shouting match. You may want to capture that on your camera, and you can't get there or be one of the first people in front if you have to roll up your tripod and all that kind of stuff. So again, pack lightly. Tip 3 is going to be use movement on your camera. You're likely going to be using a lot of handheld stuff, so move with your subjects, get interesting dynamic shots, walking towards the marchers and you're going down this way, and that kind of thing. Or you can get above them and do some really cool pan shots. Just really get a feel for the protest. Try to capture the size of it, how many people are there. Tip 4 is going to be to get that shot and hold it for 15 seconds. So I know with me, one of the problems I've had is I will hold a shot for like 5 seconds and then move on to something else. You can choose where you want to cut it, and it will have a nicer endpoint when you have a little bit more options than just 5 seconds, because that's all you're going to have. And oftentimes when I see it in editing, I feel like, oh man, this is so awkward to cut there. It looked good in person, but I really wish I would have held it for a little bit longer. And our last tip, tip 5, is going to be to expect the unexpected. Obviously, keep your head on a swivel. Generally speaking, no one really gets angry at you, any of the protesters, for filming, because there's lots of other media organizations generally at large protests, especially here in DC. But really just be on the lookout. That's why, again, pack lightly. The police are generally not going to be of concern with you as the camera, as long as you're not causing destruction or jumping over lines or walls or rioting, looting, that kind of thing. But again, just be on the lookout. Understand this is a very emotional environment, and things not normally would happen, and people are very emotional. So just be on the lookout. Generally, I've never felt that unsafe at a protest, but again, you just gotta surround yourself, and no one's really looking out for you at these protests. You're kind of going into the wild at these things. So again, just be on the lookout, and yeah.